Every morning, tell yourself, today is going to be a good day. Positivity attracts positivity.
I'm growing, watch the seeds are sowing, so much in store from the me I explode.
Why does gardening feel so good? It must feel good when gardening with Stacy. Afraid of lizard, but still I do gardening. Farming on the rock, afraid of frog, and still I do gardening. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode. In today's episode, as you see the title suggests, why does gardening feel so good? Yeah, man. Today is not a tour of the garden, but just a sit down reasoning. Yeah? Why does gardening feel so good? Yeah? There are many reasons why people do gardening. You know? People do gardening because, they want to exercise. Many people do gardening for a specific reason. And whatever reason that is, I would want to believe that it's a good reason, because I believe that life, a part of life, is also tilling the soil, because the things you grow, become a part of you, it become life, especially if the things that you grow is something that you can feed yourself with. A lot of people garden flowers, a lot of people garden fruits, a lot of people garden herbs. But whatever reason it is, it must be a great reason. Now, gardening is a way where an individual can use it for exercise. Gardening is a way where, if you feel stress, you can just do some gardening and forget about everything that you were going through, But for me, the reason why one goes to the gym, the reason why one does yoga, it's not the same reason why I do gardening. Why gardening feels so good for me may be different from why gardening feel good for you. Yeah? One of the reasons why gardening feels so good for me is because I love plants. I love flowers. I love herb plants. I love to see plants grow, from a small stage to wherever it can go. I love to see it grow. So that's one of the reasons why it make me feel good. Now, a lot of people does other activities like going to the gym to exercise, Maybe the reason for going to the gym, you want to motivate yourself, Maybe you feel demotivated. So when you go to the gym, there are other people in the gym that will help to motivate you. Maybe you want to lose weight. Yeah? Maybe you want to de-stress. Maybe you do some yoga. because of the same reasons. Maybe you do some yoga because you want to bring yourself to such calm state. Now, even though the activity of gardening is something similar to doing yoga or going to the gym, it's an activity, you know. It may do the same thing, yeah, but gardening is one of those things that can bring you to that feeling of goodness, because I believe that when one uses their hands, it's the fastest way to bring you to peace. Yeah. Let me repeat that. An individual that use their hands, yeah, like using your hands to till the soil, mulch the soil, you know, plant a tree, you know, plant a herb plant. It's one of the fastest way to bring you to peace. Yeah? If you ask many individuals, you know, why gardening make them feel so good, they will tell you that when they are doing gardening, they forget everything around them. Yeah. Them forget everything that they were going through. So actually I got my title, you know, by typing the question into the Google search bar, you know, and I realized that it is a question that many people ask, you know, and these are some of the things that Google tells you. It said gardening improves your self-esteem. Gardening is therapeutic. Gardening is exercise. Gardening improves your mood. You know? Gardening help you to eat healthy. You know? Gardening help with mental health. And as we touch on the mental health, you know, I see VYBZ KARTEL do a video, you know, where he touch on the topic mental health. You know, he also mentioned that, you know, when it come on to the topic mental health, you know, it becomes, or it's like a taboo topic. You know, he mentioned like being a man or being a male, sometimes we feel like we tough, we too tough. You know, sometimes we feel like we can't express ourselves to someone. And I believe that, you know, him, you know, talking about that topic is a very, very, very important topic. Yeah? Mental health. And as we say, gardening helps with mental health. One other thing that I understand, you know, we have people who are extroverts and we have people who are introverts. You know, a person maybe who is an introvert maybe staying at the house all day. You know, the curtain closed, the door closed, and the place is so dark. Now, that is not good for someone who their mood changes, someone who suffers with a lot of mood swing. Yeah, I believe, yeah, and I hear professionals talk about this. You know, people in the professional health sector, that people who suffers with mood swing, the morning sun is good for such person. So if you are somebody who is watching, or you know, if you are suffering with mood swing, the morning sun is good for you. You know? So gardening would help you in such situation. Yeah? Gardening will help you in such situation. Gardening help you with your self-esteem. How can gardening help one with self-esteem? You know? When you plant a herb plant, when you plant a tree and you watch that tree grow, yeah, there's a certain sense, or there's a certain sense of confidence that builds up in you, where that same confidence that, you know, you plant that herb plant and it's now growing, it now come to fruition, planting that fruit tree, watching it grow for at least 7 years long, now bearing fruit, just to think that I, I do this. I planted this tree, and now this tree is bearing, and I'm eating fruit from this tree. Gives you confidence. So, gardening can build your self-esteem. Gardening can help you with social connection. How does gardening give you such social connection? As a new and upcoming gardener, there are a lot of things that you don't know. Maybe you can have a conversation with your neighbor. You know, I plant this fever grass plant and this is happening. I plant a rosemary plant and the leaves are yellow. What can I do? You know, that can spark a conversation. Now, with the inception of YouTube, you know, a platform like YouTube where there are so much gardeners are people doing gardening, you know, sharing content in whatever gardening they do. That is social connection. You know, when you share a content and someone share their honest opinion, you know, when you share a content asking, you know, questions, and you get in return information, maybe through a comment, that is social connection. Gardening can help you to connect with others. It's the same as social connection. This is a good one. Gardening allow you to connect with nature. And if you connect with nature, then you connect with yourself. Because I have no doubt that I am nature. And if you believe that you are nature, doing gardening allow you to connect with nature. Gardening can allow you to develop a growth mindset. Watching the plants grow, watching the herb plants grow, watching the tree grow, watching the fruit tree grow. Yeah? Come into fusion. That can give you a growth mindset. That can motivate you to even want to start a business. That can give you a mindset of wanting to excel, in whatever you do. Yeah? And when I say grow in whatever you do, nothing specific. You can be an upcoming farmer and you want to excel to the stage where you can produce enough crop to export to other countries. Yeah? So gardening can allow you developing a growth mindset. Gardening can bring one to such state. Gardening can help you with health benefits. Yeah? It doesn't mean that you have to plant a herb plant with healthy benefits. It doesn't mean that you have to plant a fruit tree with fruits with healthy benefits. You can be just planting flowers, and just watching those flowers grow, watching the beauty of those plants, yeah, will give you such health benefits. Now, doing gardening is a form of exercise. Doing gardening can de-stress an individual. And if gardening de-stress you, that's health benefit. That's a lot of building fit to your health. Stress brings a lot of toxin in your body. And when you do gardening allow you to expel or get rid of those toxins from the body. So it's definitely an health benefit. Yeah? Gardening is a learning experience. As we talked about before, social connection, maybe you share, a plant you plant and you may be not seeing the growth from the plant and you throw out a question on social media, maybe on Instagram, maybe on YouTube here, and people out there reply. People out there who had the same experience, may reply to your question. Yeah, so it's a learning experience. Now, gardening is not something that you can fear to do. Just like how a computer, the phone, fear not to use it because it's not like anything crazy going to happen. It's not like nothing going to explode. You can take your time and learn how to use a phone. You can take your time and learn how to use a computer. You can ask questions. So it's a learning experience. We talk about gardening is an exercise. We talk about gardening reducing stress levels. Yeah? Gardening connect us with nature. Gardening give us purpose. Gardening provide fresh and healthy food. Gardening allow us to be present. Yeah? We talk about earlier the reason why gardening feels so good for me is that I believe when I use my hands, that's one of the fastest way to bring me peace. And if I am at peace, that simply means I become present. When I become present, I am not worrying about the things that happened yesterday because that's in the past. I am not worried about the things that going to happen tomorrow or beyond because that's in the future. That doesn't mean that I will not make plans. That doesn't mean that I will not make preparation. But I will be present. And gardening is such activity that bring you to a present state. Gardening can allow you to have fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. Gardening can allow you to create a blog. Gardening can allow you to create a vlog. Gardening can allow you to create content like what I am doing now. Gardening can help you to improve your diet. And when I say improve your diet, maybe you want to partake of certain fruits and vegetables and you just can't afford them. But if you plant the same vegetables around your space, yeah, it will help you to reduce such expense. Yeah? So gardening can help you to improve your diet. Gardening can help you to reduce dementia effects. What is dementia? Yeah? Dementia is a state where you start to forget things. Yeah? Now people think that dementia only affect people who are old. No. If you are not exercising, if you are not using up your brain cells, if you are not, being active, then you can experience signs of early dementia effects. Yeah? So gardening can help you to reduce dementia effects. Hope you're enjoying this reasoning. Yeah? Gardening can allow you to be creative. Yeah? So these are many reasons why gardening feel good. Yeah, man. And as we talk about social connection, yeah, gardening, gardening allow me, yeah, posting contents, gardening allow me to connect with people. Yeah, it's the same gardening content. The reason why I can connect with gardening with Stacy is the same gardening content where I can connect with farming on the rock. Marie. So the gardening episode allow me to connect socially with people who I never meet before, people who I never see face to face, but maybe connecting through just a comment. That's the great things that gardening does. But as I said, in conclusion, the greatest reason why gardening feels so good for me is that gardening bring me to a present state. Gardening allow me to understand that when I use my hands to be creative, when I get my hands dirty in the soil, it bring me to that present state. So if you ask the question, how can I be at peace? Find something to do with your hands. There's a lot of power within your hands, and that power can bring you to your nature self. It will bring you to the question, who am I? Yeah? That's the reason why gardening feels so good for me. Hope you enjoy this episode. Thanks for tuning in. See you in another episode. Herbal Laws. I'm out.